Alright, so I'm here at my Exceptions Way garage. This houses all of my base model police vehicles. So all the cars that the police vehicles in the game are inspired by and based on. So we're going to go through all of them and I'll let you guys know what car is based on what and all that. So before we do that, if you want to see more GTA Online tips, tricks, walkthroughs, build videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. It really helps the channel out and you'll get more content like this in the future. Alright, so first up here we have the Vapid Stainer. It's a sedan inspired by the first generation Ford Crown Victoria. It's the civilian variant of the Stainer LE and the unmarked Cruiser. So this is actually has two cars that it's based off of. Other than that, it's nothing too special. It's a very cheap car. You can get it through the website for I think it's like $10,000. It does have a missile lock on jammer, which is one cool thing about it. But other than that, there's nothing real special about it, but it does have two police vehicles that it's based on. Next up, we have the Bravado Dorado. It is an SUV inspired by the first generation Dodge Durango. This is the civilian variant of the Dorado Cruiser. So, Dorado Cruiser is one of the most unimpressive of the police vehicles, and interestingly enough, the Dorado is a pretty unimpressive vehicle. Not really too much to say about it. It's an SUV. Looks like an SUV, acts like an SUV. There are much better SUVs. Next up, we have the Willard Faction. This is actually the Faction Custom. So this is a muscle car inspired by the Buick Regal. It's the civilian variant of the Outreach Faction. So the Outreach Faction police vehicle. This is the civilian version. This is actually the Benny's upgraded lowrider version. So you have the hydraulics, as you see. This is a pretty nice car. It's actually really cheap. The Benny's, even with the Benny's conversion, it's still fairly cheap. I think it was under 400k total. I think the Benny's conversion was like 350, and I think the car is like 40k. But yeah, this is a Benny's car, which is pretty nice. And yeah, all right, here we have the Bravado Greenwood. It's a muscle car inspired by the Dodge Monaco. This is the civilian variant of the Greenwood Cruiser. So it's one of the nicer cars. I actually like the Greenwood Cruiser a little bit, and this is pretty nice. I like this car a lot, actually. I think it's pretty cool looking. This does have a trade price. The base model of this car does have a trade price. You actually have to complete one of the ULP missions, the intelligence mission, for Agent ULP, the contact mission. And this car is upgradable with Amani Tech. I haven't done it on here, but this does have several different Amani Tech options available, so that's pretty nice. And it's a really cool looking car. And next up, we have the classy Impaler LX. This is a muscle car inspired by the 1980-1985 Chevy Impala, which is a really sick looking car. This is the civilian variant of the Impaler LX Cruiser. And it does actually have the missile lock on jammer available. It's not a Benny's car, even though I kind of customized it to look like one. It would be cool if it was, but it is not. It's just a regular muscle car, but it's still really nice. It's decent speed, and if you're gonna buy any of the cars on this list, this is definitely one of the ones I would have high on the list. There are going to be ones that are higher up on the list, but this is definitely a nice one, and I would highly recommend it. We have the classy Impaler SZ. It's a muscle car inspired by the 94 to 96 Chevy Impala SS. And this is the civilian variant of the Impaler SZ Cruiser. This is one of the nicer ones as well. I really like this one a lot. I'm also, that's a fence. I'm also just a fan of this era Impala. I remember from when I was a kid, they were everywhere, and it was one of the nicer cars. I just remember seeing these a lot, and it's pretty cool. Just reminds me a lot of when I was a kid. Alright, next up we have the Vapid Dominator FX. It's a muscle car inspired by the 1979-1982 Ford Mustang. Super nice. The reason that this thing is all over the road, however, is this is drift tuned. So that is why it is driving everywhere. But this is a civilian variant of the Dominator FX Interceptor. So this is definitely a nice one. I like the drift tune, I just don't like it in the rain. Because it's getting me, going everywhere. But yeah, that's Dominator FX Drift Edition. And next up, we have the Bravado Gauntlet Hellfire. This is a muscle car inspired by the 2018 Dodge Challenger SRT Demon. This is the civilian variant of the Gauntlet Interceptor, which is one of the nicer police cars. This one is also drift tuned, but it handles a heck of a lot better than the Vapid Dominator FX. And this one actually does have the Amani Tech Missile Lock-On Jammer available. So that's pretty nice. This is, if you're like drift cars, this is actually a pretty nice one. The handling is on the better side from the other drift cars I've seen. So definitely one I would recommend if you are into drift cars and also are interested in this car in general. And next up we have the Canis Terminus. This is an off-road vehicle inspired by the 4th generation Jeep Wrangler. This is the civilian variant of the Terminus Patrol, which was the GTA Plus free vehicle a couple months back, and one of the better police vehicles to own. Even when it's not free, it's still definitely one of the better ones to own. Just for doing vigilante missions and such, it's a nice one to have. This vehicle does have Amani Tech capability as well, which is nice. It has several different Amani Tech options available for it, which is super nice. Alright, and next up we have the Vapid Cara 4x4. It's an off-road vehicle inspired by the 2nd generation Ford F-150 Raptor. This is the civilian variant of my absolute favorite police vehicle, the Cara Pursuit. This also does have the Missile Lock-On Jammer available as well. This one I highly recommend. This truck is amazing. I really enjoy driving it. It's my favorite. The police variant is my favorite of all the police vehicles. It's the one that I do vigilante work in, and the one I use more than any other. And you know, the civilian variant is amazing too, so it's definitely one I recommend picking up, absolutely. Alright, and last up we have the Inventero Coquette D10. It's a sports car inspired by the Chevy Corvette C8, and this is the civilian variant of the Coquette D10 Pursuit, which is my second favorite of all the police vehicles. And this is the reason that we are in a different location is this one was actually stored in my auto shop, because this car is actually in my top 10 overall favorite vehicles, so it's stored in my auto shop. So yeah, this one I cannot recommend enough. This is one of my favorite vehicles in the entire game. This is the car I use for all of the races. Whenever I do any like drag races for the prize ride, I always use this. If I'm doing in the sports category, this is my go-to vehicle. It's got really decent handling. Even in the rain, it's handling pretty well. And yeah, I recommend this one absolutely. If you're gonna buy any vehicle on the list, this is the one to buy. It is one of the best vehicles you can absolutely possibly own, and it's a Corvette, which is awesome already, and it's a sick-looking Corvette, which is even more awesome. So, but yeah, that is everything. That is all the civilian variants of all the police vehicles in the game. So, yeah, the only one we do not have, is the Park Ranger, and the reason we don't have the Park Ranger is because the base variant of that is the Granger. The Classy Granger is not currently available in game. It is a removed vehicle that I do not own, so that is not on the list. And then the police bike, I just didn't do the police bike. I just didn't do motorcycle equivalent. I think the motorcycle equivalent for the police bike would probably be the Bagger. I mean, I do have one, but I just didn't grab it for this list. I just wanted to do the actual cars themselves, and since I had, them all together, I figured I would go through the list. But yeah, that's gonna about do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.